Thank you for joining me on Early Release Collaboration. In the Oshkosh Area School District, for the past 3 years underneath our strategic plan, Goal 5D, we have talked about getting all students college, career, and community ready. And what does that mean? When we talk about being college, career, and community ready, we are looking at preparing students in life and career skills, making sure that they have ample opportunity to do career exploration, and to make sure that they're financially literate. Well, all of this on a firm foundation of academics. But as we think about this, what does ready mean when we say college, career, and community ready? In the past, getting students to graduation and handing them a diploma has been an indicator of success. But in the 21st century, in the year 2015 and beyond, we need students to be ready, more than just having that diploma, but to be ready to succeed. And being ready to succeed, whether it's in college or within a career, isn't that much different. The American Diploma Project and the ACD have done research on this, and they have found that the needs of workers in the workplace and those of college students are nearly indistinguishable. 90% of the knowledge and skills that students need to be successful in college and be successful in the workplace overlap. So, what does it mean to be ready, and how are we doing that in the Oshkosh Area School District? Well, as we look at this, it's not too difficult, it's not rocket science, that there's really 3 key areas that we need to be all in alignment in. 5 middle schools, 2 high schools, and 1 Oshkosh, because Oshkosh delivers, or we hand out, an Oshkosh Area School District diploma. We are accomplishing this through a coherent curriculum, making sure that we have sound teaching strategies and instruction in that, and then making sure our students have authentic literacy experiences, making sure that we're doing purposeful reading, writing, and discussions within the content areas. And so if we're doing this, if we're pulling as 5 middle schools and 2 high schools, the Oshkosh Area School District is going to get our students college, career, and community ready. So how are we trying to tackle that when it comes to literacy? Well, we're trying to be pulling all in the same direction so that we're lining up our classroom goals, our school goals, and our district goals with what we're doing in the classroom to measure individual student growth or to grow ourselves as teachers, and then within the school when we line up all our school goals, and with our district goals. The SLOs for the district and for our principals are the same. My SLO, which is a literacy improvement goal, and that of Kim Brown's and all of our coordinators that work with us, are the same as your school goals, and we're pulling all together with your classroom goals. So if we're all lined up with literacy and more focused writing, just imagine the type of growth and imagine the things that we can accomplish in getting students college, career, and community ready. So when we talk about common assessments, I get a lot of questions of, why are we doing common assessments? Why is this necessary? Well, first, we want to make sure that our curriculum is lined up and that it's coherent, and that our 5 middle schools and our 2 high schools, we're on the same track, that we are really teaching to the same standards. And this time around, when we're talking about common assessments, we're talking about common assessments that are anchored in writing, because writing is a skill that can be developed over time, so we can measure growth and we can see how students become more sophisticated in that skill. Writing makes thinking visible within a content area, and there is not a single content area where communication or students being college, career, and community ready doesn't involve some type of communication. And writing and communication skills is a key indicator, once again, of that college, career, and community readiness. And in this digital age, in the year 2015, students and us as adults do more writing than we ever have. Think about it. How many emails are you writing per day? How many times are you writing to communicate with your students, or your students are writing to communicate with you? Writing is here, and we're going to be writing more than we ever have to communicate. So common assessments anchored in writing. So when we look at common assessments from a district point of view, we want to see as a district, we want to see showing growth in writing and in their content knowledge. When we ask you to put together common assessments, we don't want to forget about the content. Content is important, but we can do that through and anchored in writing. When we do common assessments, we're informing district, school, and teacher SLOs. We reveal strengths and weaknesses of the Oshkosh Area School District curriculum, as well as strengths and weaknesses of our students as writers. And it's a marker of progress outside of standardized assessments. I think, as you all know, as of the time I'm recording this podcast, the Badger exam data has still not been released, and the ACT Aspire data hasn't been released, and the ACT data for the class of 2016 that they took last March has not been released. So we would be waiting forever for the state or somebody else in a standardized assessment to tell us how our students are doing. I want to know, and I think you want to know, how your students are doing now. We want to see how they grow. Can we get immediate feedback? From a building point of view, common assessments help inform school and our teacher SLOs. It informs instructional planning for a course or a grade level team. How powerful that you can be able to talk about a common skill or common content with your course or grade level team, maybe within your building and or across the district. And it gives you a perfect opportunity to have common ground to share teaching successes and opportunities to grow. And from the classroom view, common assessments informs instruction for your students. It's talking about your kids, your students in the classroom right now. But many times I may ask, well, we just enter numbers and we're doing this for the district. Well, you can enter numbers and I suppose you can do this for the district, but really when we're talking about common assessments and we're looking how students are doing in your content and with writing, we're seeing how your current students are doing. We want you to own your numbers. We want you to know where your students are and where they're going. Here's a little story. I know this summer that we all took a health assessment and we got our numbers back. I got my numbers back a few weeks after I went to the health assessment. I took a look at my numbers and then I promptly decided to put my numbers in my desk drawer. And I shut the desk drawer. Well, I knew my numbers, they were recorded, and I put them in my desk drawer, in my drawer. But nothing's going to change until I decided to open that drawer and to really dig into the numbers and own my numbers. Am I going to do something about it? Am I going to find out more information and am I going to make changes? Am I going to do something to improve those numbers? Am I going to do something to change my lifestyle? So we can record numbers and we record data all day, but the bottom line is are you going to own the numbers? Are we going to do something with those numbers? When you own your numbers, and you own your numbers with common assessment or when you're looking at the data, it positions you as the classroom teacher to consider reapproaching instruction with whole class, small groups, or individuals. If you notice the whole group, something's going on, we can make changes. That's the beauty of common assessments that are ours because we own them. And that common assessment could indicate who needs differentiation, support, or challenge. We may find out that our students already know something. Then let's move on and let's challenge them. Let's stretch them. So, going forward, is at this point in time is okay. We want really everyone to move forward. We want you to own your numbers and to do something about it. That means as we start to look at common assessments, oftentimes with our SLOs, we choose like one section or one group of children to maybe score for to really keep track of the data. I encourage you to look at all your students. We want to move all of our kids. We want all of them to grow. The literacy SLOs at the district and building level will be in place for the next 3 to 5 years. It's that important, and we need to make changes, and changes take time, effort, and support. And I'm confident that focusing on authentic literacy, on writing in particular, is a big leverage point. Mike Schmoker, in his book Focus, Elevating the Essentials to Radically Improve Student Learning, had this to say about authentic literacy. Authentic literacy is purposeful reading, writing, and discussions as the primary modes of learning in both content and thinking skills. And so if we can focus on that and get good at that in your content area, think of how much progress we're going to make getting our students ready truly college, career, and community ready, not just to graduation, but truly ready. Being able to write and communicate is that leverage point that we can really use to help students grow and move. So have a great rest of your collaboration today. I hope this helps clear up some of the questions and things swirling around about common assessments, and let's move forward.